Yes, I'm at the scene of the bomb attack. I'm on the outer edge of the cordon as far as the police are allowing anyone to go. And right in front of me, in fact, scattered all around down the street is shattered glass from all the windows. Now, we are a couple of blocks from the actual epicentre of that blast or blasts, and it just shows the force, the power of the shockwave, that even at some distance away, windows were shattered. And all I can see from one end of the street to the other is shattered glass spilt out in the street. And as I speak, there is machinery at work cleaning up the streets and trying to clean up the mess. There are heavily armed police. There's a man with a submachine gun just behind me now, obviously nervous that there is the possibility of other explosive devices being found. I have heard that on the island, where the terrible slaughter took place there, that there have been explosive devices found. We don't know the nature of those, but clearly the police are now linking the 32-year-old man that has been arrested, linking him with both attacks. It looks fairly certain that there is that nexus.
Now, Philip, I know you've only just landed in the country, and I know the Norwegian media has named a man. Do we know anything more about him apart from the fact that he is Norwegian?
No, we don't, other than to say that there is speculation that this gentleman does have a history of extreme right-wing views, and that he has got 2 weapons that are legally registered. But that is coming from unproven sources, so we have to just wait and see if that proves to be true. But we simply don't know at this stage either if this is the act of one crazy person that is obviously very capable in terms of building bombs and causing mayhem and planning a what was very well-planned attack. And people here in Oslo are in a state of shock. They can't believe that their quiet town of 600,000 people, is double the size of Canberra, it's not a big city, is suddenly the focus of world attention in this terrible way.
Philip, I was just talking to an international analyst about the size of that bomb, because you've been describing the carnage that you can see. It was clearly a very large bomb, wasn't it? We're not talking about some small device.
No, and this is actually, created physical damage blocks away from the epicentre. So, yes, it was a very powerful device indeed. There's been speculation it might have been ammonium nitrate used in a car. That's fertiliser, of course. It's the old IRA trick. We just don't know if that's the case, but people did report smelling a sort of sulphur smell after the blasts, and that would be consistent with that. But again, that's pure speculation. But what I can tell you now is that these streets are very busy for all the wrong reasons. There are lots of police, lots of clean-up crews, and it looks as though they're really determined to try and get this place back into shape as soon as possible. So it's where I am standing at the moment. You can maybe hear that machinery in the background. It's not being treated as a sort of forensic crime scene at this point. It's just being treated as a mess that they have to clean up.
OK, and it is the early hours of the morning. Apart from police, security and clean-up crews, are there people out and about?
There are a handful of people. The city is largely deserted. The government had asked for people to stay away from the centre of the city, and it seems that people have pretty much heeded that call. But there are some onlookers, and they're just looking with disbelief. They can't believe what's happened to their quiet town, and of course there is fear of what may possibly come, and people just don't know if this is the end, if this particular individual was responsible, just one man for all this carnage, or whether there are other people involved and other, perhaps some organised groups. And that will no doubt unfold over the next couple of days. But for the moment, all the police appear to have is this one man. If he's the one single person culpable, then thank goodness he's been apprehended.
Indeed. Well, Philip Williams, our Europe correspondent who's in Oslo, many thanks for updating us.